while back, I made a video about all of the things I wanted to see in MLB The Show 19, and it was a very generalized video. I talked about how I wanted things like better online gameplay, stadium creator, and other stuff like that. But now, I feel like it'd be even better if we went mode by mode and talked about each of them individually. This way, we'll be able to go more in detail and talk about more features. This one's going to be focused on Diamond Dynasty, and there's also going to be ones for Road to the Show and franchise coming soon as well. So without wasting any more time, let's just get right into it. Like I've said in previous videos, I thought Diamond Dynasty was actually pretty good in the Show 18. There was a ton of content in it, along with some good game modes, and a nice variety of players to use. However, there were some things that can be improved, and some things that could be added to make it better. The first thing we're going to touch on is the Immortals, and while they were a pretty good idea on paper, the execution was meh. Once they became unlockable, they basically took over everybody's lineup, and there was zero variety in how people's teams were built. All of this made online play just kind of boring. It might be better if San Diego Studios added more Immortals, so that not every team was the same lineup, or maybe limited the number of Immortals that each player could earn, to let's say 3 a team. The fact that some people had every single one was just kind of annoying. Next, we're going to talk about the stadiums. As of now, the ones currently in the game are pretty good. There's a solid mix of current stadiums, created minor league stadiums, and legendary stadiums of the past. However, there's always room for some more to be added in. For example, some that would be nice to see are the Astrodome, Candlestick Park, and maybe even Old Bush. One good idea that was pointed out by Jeremy Shelley is turn back the clock stadiums, such as pre-renovated Wrigley or Fenway, which would definitely be really cool to see. Another thing which has been talked about to death is create a stadium. The game already lets us customize all our uniforms, so why not take it a step further? Plus, imagine all the absurd possibilities. Can you imagine playing at a stadium that's one big green monster all around 450 feet away from home plate? It'd be a real fun time. Plus, MVP Baseball had it back in 2005, so it definitely can be done. There would just have to be some restrictions on the dimensions and stuff, and then you let everyone slap their Diamond Dynasty logo everywhere, and boom, you got a cool new feature. And to be honest, it's not that unrealistic, and it's something I could see happening pretty soon. Fingers crossed. Next up, we're going to be talking about the game modes. The ones we have right now are pretty good, with online head-to-head, battle royale, events, play versus CPU, and conquest. However, the problem is, we've had these exact same game modes for the last few years, and it's time for a bit of a shakeup. Conquest Extreme was a nice addition that changed the pace of the game a little bit, but there just needs to be more single-player content available in general. One good idea that I actually just came up with here is to bring back something like the old community challenges from MLB The Show 15. All they gotta do is put it in Diamond Dynasty, and when you complete one, you get stubs or packs or however they want to reward you. Essentially, this would just be bringing the whole solo challenges from Madden into MLB The Show, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And since the community challenges has been in an MLB game before, I'm sure San Diego Studios wouldn't have too tough of a time porting it into Diamond Dynasty. All in all, the multiplayer game modes are all pretty good, but the single player stuff just gets boring too quickly. Now we're going to move on to some more general stuff, such as obviously there should be some more legends added into it, some new ones, such as the guys that just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, like Mariano Rivera, Mike Mussina, or Roy Halladay. There's plenty more that should be added, and I'll make a video going more in depth about that soon, but more legends is always a good thing. Then, of course, the gameplay has to feel good, has to feel real. In the past few years, it hasn't really felt like either of those qualities. Hitting and fielding has felt super artificial, and if anything, it's been more tedious than fun. The hitting mechanics are way too random, so the developers have to make it more realistic and consistent. You can square up a ball with good timing and it'll be a pop-up to the catcher for no reason whatsoever. That just doesn't make sense, and it's gotta go. Along with all the other crazy fielding animations that make absolutely no sense. Like the second baseman freezing on a pop-up over his head, which actually might have been fixed, but stuff like that is just super frustrating. And finally, of course, the servers have to be solid. To be fair, they did get a lot better in 18 in terms of navigating throughout the menus and things like that in Diamond Dynasty, but there were still instances when playing, there were freezes, there were lag spikes, but 18 was a huge step up, so they just got to continue that improvement into 19, and then beyond. Alright, well, I think that's pretty much it for the video. Like I said before, Diamond Dynasty doesn't really need that much more to become better, as it's already in a pretty good place right now. I'm going to be making videos like these for Franchise and Road to the Show, like I said before, and those will more than likely have a lot more stuff in them. But for today, that's all I have for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below for any features you guys want to see in Diamond Dynasty in the show 19. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace. Also, shout out to Ginger Ninja.